What's going on, everybody? Jared here, and yeah, today we're doing our video on the ICS leak for your Motorola Atrix. Wicked! This is something we've all been waiting for an extremely long time. Whether or not the developers are actually going to make anything of this is to be determined. Now, I'm sure everybody's saying, "Oh, dude, they'll get it done. They'll get it done." I'm sure they will. I have complete faith in them. The Bill, you got Joe Cassax, you got ePinter, you got Steven Dev, all these great, awesome, very talented developers going to be working on this. So I'm not really too concerned. But there's also been some mixed drama in the threads between no, they're not going to be able to pull any of the drivers needed from this particular league, and then some are saying yes, they are. This is the beginning of the rebirth of the Atrix. It's kind of in regards to that thread that's in the general forums in the Atrix. Anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. Now, directions and a guide tutorial, if you will, on how to flash this and install this on your device will be at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that if you want to know how to flash this, as well as all the download links will be in the description below. So everything, this is an all-in-one video for you guys. So let's go ahead and start out with the lock screen. I've actually already set up fingerprint scanner, so as you can see here, go with my left. The left didn't work. I set it up for the left finger. There we go. So left works, and let's go ahead and do right. And you'll also notice that we have the CRT off animation, which is pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and whoops, I screwed that one up. Let's go ahead and use the right finger. And it worked. I've never personally liked the fingerprint scanner just because it seems to work for the first like 20 to 30 times, and after that the drivers start becoming bunged up and it becomes very inconsistent and quite a pain in the ass to use. For me personally, a lot of you guys love it. So also one other thing I wanted to mention about this is that a lot of people are mentioning that it's laggy. I've been using this for about half an hour now, so that's definitely not long enough to give you guys my opinion. However, if you do notice that it's laggy, the reason behind that is because this is an early build. This is an official release update from Motorola. This is a leak, which means during the build process of this ROM or firmware, a lot of the error reporting and bug reporting, things like that, are enabled, and constantly building bug reports and error reports and sending the feedback back to Motorola service. This is still taking place in this particular firmware, and that is why it's lagging. There is apparently a way to disable that. I've looked all over Google and I cannot figure out how to do that. I'm sorry, I just can't. If you guys know how to disable the logging, please leave it in the comments below for everybody. But as you can tell right now, it's pretty smooth, right? It's pretty smooth so far. Gone is pinched to overview, so that's unfortunate. What else have we got here? Let's go ahead and check out the dialer. This is what the new dial pad looks like. Recent phone book, all that good stuff. Okay. What else have we got here? Jump into people. Oh no, we've already got that. We've got email browser. I find it strange that the browser is the stock Android browser. What the hell happened there? I didn't even do anything. Okay, moving on. So as you can see, stock Android browser. However, we do have Google Chrome already installed. There's a couple of applications that I'm a bit confused on. The method of installing this, ePinter, who's the one who actually brought the leak to XDA forums, originally put out the files to download the boot.image and the vendor and all this other junk, and then eventually he ended up throwing up on another thread a complete package, just one sort of all-in-one CWM flashable zip, and that included everything. And I'm not really sure if perhaps he used like ROM Factory to zip it all up, and he had maybe downloaded some additional applications. Some of the ones that confuse me, that I don't know whether or not it's stock Motorola or because it's like a leak build that was still in development with Motorola and development engineers. But anyways, you'll notice here that we've got battery tracer, we have CDB bench, we've got bug to go, IP log tool. We have, what else is out of the norm? Root checker, I've installed that personally just to make sure that this had a root. More on that later on in the video and during the tutorial. We got PM test, we have QBP log, and what else have we got here? Anything out of the norm? Nope. Oh yes, what the hell is this? Widevine demo. I don't know, Widevine demo, whatever the hell that is. Maybe that's the demo that you have in stores and they just have that running in the background. I don't know. But some of the cool things that do come stock with it, we've got accounts, browser, blah, blah, camera. We'll look at that in a moment here. Chrome, like I mentioned, this dock status, this is something that I don't really understand either. I think that's also, yet again, part of the development. Anything cool here? No. We've got Moto Active if you're interested. We also have stock Google Play Music. If you want to, you can also use Motorola's My Music. And we've got, if you're interested, we've got Quick Office. Motorola is semi-tailored towards the business crowd out there. Smart Actions is something really cool. You know, I've reviewed quite a few, not quite a few, well, more like two recent Motorola devices the past couple of months here. And Smart Actions is a really, really, really cool and well thought out application from Motorola. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. What else? You know, you'll also notice that, like I mentioned in actually some of my past videos of the Motorola Atrix HD LTE as well as the Razr V, I think it was the Razr V, that Motorola has obviously gotten rid of Moto Blur, and it's like as damn near close to stock Android as you can get without actually having it being called AOSP. So this is fantastic. I absolutely love Motorola's new UI with the exception of the lack of toggles, but I've mentioned that in previous videos as well. So let's go ahead and jump on into the settings menu here. As you can see here, yet again, more stock ice cream sandwich looks with the exception of Motorola's own proprietary icons there. There isn't a whole terribly amount of stuff new. You know, you got tethering and mobile hotspots right there. Sound, I kind of poked around some of the ringtones notifications. Nothing really new there. If there is anything, they're very minor. Display, again, nothing really new in here. Of course, you do have the HDMI connection and shrink to fit screen. So what that means is, from what I understand, adjust this display size and to fit the screen. So from what I understand, if you have this plugged into your television using the HDMI out port, and it doesn't seem to fit the screen, perhaps it's always just a little bit bigger. It's done that to me a few times when I've done some mirroring. It's always been just a little bit, you know, bigger than what the display allows. And I'm guessing that this shrink to fit screen is there for a reason. However, on other Motorola devices, I have noticed that they have a slider, so that way you can actually slide it to expand or shrink the size of it to fit your screen perfectly. Moving out of there, let's see if there's anything other interesting. Yes, like I mentioned before, we do have the fingerprint scanner. And I'm just going to get out of here so I can show you the lock screen, the slide lock screen. If this crashes on me, I'm going to be pissed. There we go. Okay. Include stored fingerprints and visible unknown sources. Install manage. Okay, so nothing new there. So let's go ahead and show you what the slide lock screen looks like. You'll notice. Turn on. Damn it. Did you just crash on me? Yep, just crashed. There's the first reboot, folks. This is something that a lot of people have been complaining about. It's kind of hit or miss. Some people have reported absolutely zero random reboots. Some people have reported plenty of random reboots. Some people have been able to solve it by trying to flash different kernels. I'm not really going to dwell on this too much just because this isn't my main device. I'm not really interested in getting this particular leak to work 100%. But anyways, I'll continue on with this video as soon as the phone reboots, for God's sakes, and we'll be back in just a second and hitting pause. Okay, and we're done rebooting. So as you'll notice here, like I didn't mention before during the fingerprint test there, date and time, top left hand corner, we have the option to toggle between silent and volume on. You'll also notice that we've got a really cool looking new lock screen here with sort of like a ripple effect, or I don't want to call that a ripple effect, but for lack of better words. Slide up to jump into your phone, slide to the left to jump into the camera, down to jump into text, and to the right to unlock the device. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the camera here so we can demonstrate some of this. And yeah, I know. So let's go ahead and as you can see here, the camera is in fact working. Alright, jump into the settings here. There really isn't anything too special. I'll go ahead and bring it down there for you. So you can see here, there really just isn't anything too special. If you want to be a perv, you can turn off the shutter tone. So we'll go ahead and retract that. We've got some pretty basic stuff in here. Whoops. Some pretty basic stuff in here. We've got effects. We have scenes. We have modes. It would have been nice to see burst shot, but whatever. We've got your exposure as well as your flash. So let's go ahead and bring that back. Front-facing camera, as you can see, does work. Go ahead and jump back to the rear-facing camera. We'll go ahead and jump into the video. And as you'll notice here right away, look at that. We got some pink banding on the right-hand side. So I'm assuming that's got something to do with the camera drivers. Hopefully that doesn't affect the developers too much in trying to fix the borked camera in both CM9 and CM10 variants. We'll go ahead and click record. As you can see here, it seems a little bit slow to record. It's losing some frames per second. Nevertheless, you can also mute, and if you wanted to, I'm assuming we can take pictures during the camera. However, it does tend to crash when you try to use the take a picture feature while recording a video. So this is going to go ahead and force... Oh, no, it didn't force close. Okay, that's surprising. Anyways, so maybe also we've got some... take a look at some settings in here. Go ahead and open that up. You know, so we've got wide resolution, HD, 1080p is now native and default, which is really awesome to see. You've got DVD high definition, so that's pretty cool. Video resolution, volume key function, zoom, geotag, and storage location, shutter tone for that as well. You've got some different effects. What is this? Audio scenes. Oh, that's interesting. So you've got wind reduction and concert. Hey, that is really, really cool. That's something that I hadn't seen yet. The wind reduction. So that'd be great for doing some tests outside. Who knows if you guys want to? I suppose I could always do some video tests for you guys and upload these to YouTube. Concert, I probably won't be able to do that for you guys. Let's see what this is. You got the different modes. You got normal video, video MMS, and time lapse. Really cool. There's actually an application out there on the Play Store that costs you like $3 or $2 or $3 to get that feature. So that's really nice to see that. More exposure, and of course our flash settings or light. And that's it for the camera. So that's pretty cool. Speed's been pretty good. Again, I've only been using this for about half an hour now, so I can't really give you any estimation on stability. It's obviously not a stable firmware. Definitely not a daily driver. Definitely not a daily driver. Let's go ahead and jump into text messages, take a look at what the keyboard looks like. And we've got your ice cream sandwich keyboard, and this is super small and cramped. Hopefully Notorious, developer of Neutrino ROM, decides to muck around with this firmware and hopefully create his own ROM yet again, as well as include his famous keyboard that he made. Shout out to him, by the way. Thank you very much to him. And the Bill. Shout out to the Bill. Hopefully he's going to be getting on this one as well. The Bill is probably the star developer in the Atrix forums, in my opinion. I don't like Joker sacks. Whatever. Shoot me. Okay? I'm sorry. I said it. But that's basically it, guys. That is it. That's all I'm going to show you. Everything else is, you know, to be expected. You know, what you would expect it to be. Pretty cool stuff here. So that's it, folks. Tutorial to install this and flash it, the whole 9 yards, as well as links to download the files that you'll need to do all of this will be in the description below. But the tutorial will be, well, right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you guys how to install this. So, you're going to be downloading 3 files, 2 of which you're going to be pushing onto your SD card, 1 of which you're going to be leaving on your desktop, of your PC, mind you, not the phone. So, of course, once you have all that stuff pushed to your SD card, preferably internal SD card, just to make sure it's a good solid flash, you're going to obviously jump into recovery. Now, as you can see here, I have loaded up Team Win Recovery Project, and the very first thing you're going to do, especially in this situation, because this is a leaked build, and anything could happen to your particular model. Although thousands of people could have success flashing this, you could be one of those few that ends up bricking your device just because your device didn't like the file. With all that said, let's go ahead and we're going to want to back up. So go ahead and jump into backup. We're going to do a full backup. We're going to let this run, and I'm going to pause the video right now. We'll be right back as soon as this is done backing up. All right, so we're back, and our backup is done backing up. Go ahead and click back. I'm going to click back again, and of course what we're going to want to do is do some wiping. So we're going to jump into wipe. First things first, we're going to wipe cache. That should take just a moment. All right, cache is wiped. Next thing you want to do is go back, and we're going to wipe Delvit cache. And then right after that, we're going to want to wipe factory reset, factory data reset. All right, so we're done doing our factory data reset. We're going to go ahead and click back, and we're going to click back again. Did it let me? There we go. And then we're going to want to hit on install. And of course, it's located in your internal SD card like I recommend. And we're going to locate our file, which is ICS Atrix leak flashable.zip. Now, the ROM file that you're going to be downloading, if you go to some of the threads and the Atrix forums at XDA developers, you'll notice a lot of them saying you're going to need to download the boot, you're going to need to download vendor and the image and a bunch of other crap, right? ePinter has put together a nice little package for us that has all that stuff, and it's flashable via Clockwork Mod or Recovery, whatever you have. So that's what we have here. The second file you'll be downloading is RAM fix, because if you do have an international Motorola Atrix, then chances are you're going to need that RAM fixed so we can, well, get all of our RAM back. If you have an AT&T, you probably don't need to do this step, so you can skip that one when we get to that point. But we're going to go ahead and select this, and of course we're going to flash it because, well, we want to flash it. All right, so the flash is done and successful, so we're going to go ahead and click back again, and because, like I mentioned before, we're on the international Atrix, we're going to go ahead and hit the RAM fix zip. Again, if you're on the AT&T, you don't need to do this. All right, so that's been successful. Let's go ahead and head back home. And let's go ahead and reboot and see what kind of boot animation we got going on here. Now, one thing to note while this is doing its thing is that these screen flashes and the black screen is perfectly normal. It can take up to 5 minutes for your device to fully reboot and start sort of optimizing those all those applications like you're used to when you flash CM9 or CM10. So be patient. We'll come on back as soon as the boot animation starts. All right, so here we are at the boot animation. It took probably 15-20 seconds after I paused the video that last time here. As you can tell, this is an AT&T ICS leak for the Atrix. So of course we're gonna have an Atrix or an AT&T boot animation. So that was boring. But you're not done yet. You're not done yet. So keep watching. All right. So your device is finally finished booting up. Like I mentioned before, if you are experiencing the screen flashing and even the screen going black for a good, couple of minutes, don't freak out. That's perfectly normal. It's just doing its thing. Just wait until it gets to that AT&T boot screen. You'll see it. Just be patient. Don't freak out. Now, once you fully boot it up, obviously you're going to need to go through the setup process. So you can either skip through the setup process, or you can do it if you like to. Personally, I just skipped through it so I don't have to deal with anything. Just to jump right into the video here. But so what you're going to want to do is because this isn't actually rooted yet, right? You're obviously going to want to root access just in case you want to make any modifications to this, so on and so forth. So first thing you're going to want to do is, now this came default, but go down to your pull down your notification bar, jump into settings there, go down to developer options, and make sure USB debugging is enabled. Okay, for me it was already default enabled by default, but just double check, otherwise you could do something wrong or it just won't work. So anyways, with that said, what you're going to want to do now is with that third file you're going to be downloading onto your PC, it's called Unlock Root, and it's up in the left hand corner of the display here. You can't see it right now just because it is out of the shot, but you'll download it, put it on your desktop just so it's an executable. It's a .exe, so you can just double click on it with your PC, right? Then you're going to want to plug in your Atrix to your computer like so. Wait for your PC and the device to finish communicating with each other, transferring drivers, all that good stuff. Once that's done, which it looks like it is on my PC here, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to double click on the unlock root, and you're going to end up seeing a window like that, and you're going to want to click run. Once you click run, another window will pop up that looks like this. And as you can see, welcome to the unlock root.1 blah 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 setup wizard. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll install that real quick. Click on finish, and then make sure that the run is checked. And if the run is checked, then this will pop up. So now what you do, well, just go ahead and click root, and we'll wait for that to do its thing. Alright, so you're going to want to choose, because this is the only device, or it should be the only Atrix connected to your computer at this point in time. You're obviously going to want to choose the M860, and your device is already rooted. Do you want to root again? It isn't rooted, but we'll root again. Now, something comes to mind right now. It says that it's already been rooted. Mind you, I didn't see any super user apps on in the applications or when I was poking around just before I started this portion of the video. So perhaps try installing from the Google Play Store super user app and see if maybe you have root access then by downloading the root checker application. But that it may not work. That may have been an error, and in which case you're gonna have to do this anyways. Do you want to install battery saver app? I do not want to do any of this. Reboot your phone or pad to finish the work. Reboot now? Yes. Alrighty, and as you can see, it's now rebooting the device. Alright. So I'll go ahead and cut the video now, and we'll come on back when it is finally finished fully booting up. And there we go. Phone is done booting up. It was actually much quicker this time. And as you can see, we have ICS Motorola. You know, I've reviewed quite a few Motorola devices recently. Actually, just 2, but nevertheless. And this is exactly like those that came with ICS. As you can see, I don't have a SIM card in my device because, well, it's currently in my Samsung Galaxy S3. So anyways, we'll go ahead and click back on that. And we'll go ahead, pull that down, jump into settings. We'll go ahead, if this will load up. One thing to take note of is that everybody's reporting that this is actually acting really laggy. And the reason behind that is because it's doing all kinds of reporting, like error reporting, bug reporting, just overall usage reporting. Back to what's supposed to be the Motorola servers, so that obviously they can make it better. But considering they've given up on the Atrix, that's not going to happen. So now there is a way apparently to disable the reporting or the logging. I have not been able to find out how to. I know that there is a method out there, and I really searched hard on Google, but I just couldn't find it. So if any of you know how to disable the error reporting, maybe leave a comment down below there for everyone to take advantage of that. But anyways, I'll jump into About Phone here, and as you can see, we do have Android version 4.0.4. And what baseband we're running? Well, I like this one personally. I think this one's actually been carried over from, I think was carried over from my last ROM, but I could totally be wrong. Anyways, webtop version, as you can see, 3.0.0. Kernel version, and yeah, and as you can see, the build date, Thursday, August 9th. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the root checker to make double sure that this device is rooted. Go ahead, and I've already downloaded the app previously, so we'll go ahead and we'll download, click on verify root access. This is a good sign, allow. And as you can see, we do have root access. Now, like I mentioned before, I think it actually already was rooted. You just need to download the super user APK. I was getting mixed results. Some people were saying that, you know, from the files from ePinter are not rooted. And then you go to this other thread, and the guy's got all the boot images and stuff like that that are pre-rooted. And then other people are saying that you actually had to use the unlockroot.com program to root your device. I don't know. You know, once your device reboots from actually installing the ROM, I just recommend setting up the Play Store, like type in your Google account, set it up, go download the super user app, install it, download root checker, and see if you have root access. You may not even need to do that last step that we just did. Anyways, guys, so yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, please shoot me some love by hitting that likes button down below. Much appreciated. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, be sure to hit that likes button down below. Show me some love. And if you haven't already, you may want to consider subscribing for more videos like this in the future. Although, if you are watching this video, chances are you're subscribed to me because of my past Atrix videos, which means you don't need to subscribe again. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!